Ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, welcome to Berlin. Welcome to the third episode of Creating Memories Live. We are here at the famous and legendary Umspannwerk, close to Berlin Alexanderplatz, at Team Sunweb's 2018's launch with plenty of exciting guests, news and stories. That's what it's all about. That's Creating Memories Live. My name is Marc Bator, and next to me this is Laura Winter. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Marc. Thank you very much. Delighted to be here. Loads going on already today here in Berlin for Team Sunweb's official team launch, their team presentation ahead of the 2018 season. Let's take a quick look at what went on earlier today.
Wunderschönen guten Morgen, Berlin. Herzlich willkommen und ganz schön, dass Sie mit so vielen hier sind heute Morgen.
And yeah, I have to admit, very honestly, I've never been before on a stage with so many world champions. Individually world champions, team world champions, time trial. That's great what you've done.
I reached more than I could dream of, which was pretty cool. I didn't expect to be able to go for the win in a ground tour yet, maybe not ever. And I did it pretty much in my first or second attempt, which was unexpected but very nice.
Is everything done by now with Flanders, or is there much more to come in your mind and your wishes?
Yeah, I think there's always something more. Flanders was definitely one of my favorite races, and yeah, I guess I ticked that off the list a little too fast maybe, but it was still an amazing feeling. But there's always more races to go after, and you know, races that we didn't win this year we can go for this year, or last year we can go for this year. And then yeah, of course, to have you know, little rainbow stripes or maybe an Olympic medal is also a huge dream in anyone's career.
It's time to announce the riders. Here is Team Sunweb 2018, and here are the riders. Lucinda Brandt, Tom Dumoulin, Floortje Mackay, Michael Matthews, Coryn Rivera, Edward Teuns. Das sind sie alle, fast alle. 3 fehlen, sage ich Ihnen gleich. I saw one guy with his telephone. Sorry, Nikki, for interrupting you. And I have a telephone as well. No, you don't have to apologize yourself. It was planned, ladies and gentlemen. More is to come later on. You are, Edward, a very versatile rider. Fast legs, with your heart in the Flemish races, for sure. What are your personal goals in 2018?
Yeah, the Flemish Classics races are big goals for me. I was born there and I always loved them. So I'm the type of rider to go for these races. And last year I had some good results and I could get some confidence in those races. So I hope this year I can get for a really big result.
And after the Giro, it's still a bit unsure, but could be an option to do the Tour. It could be an option to do the Vuelta. It depends how it goes in the Giro.
What's up, Raimond?
We have every year we have the AEGC Awards. That's for the most friendly media rider or team, and therefore I will give you the trophy as most media rider of the year 2017.
Thank you.
I think this is definitely applause worthy.
Well, that should give you a pretty good insight into what happened, but so much went on this morning, it's impossible to show it all in about 3 minutes or so. So we have brought in some of the key riders involved in this morning to the studio to have a chat with us. You also saw there a little moment with a phone. We'll talk more about that a bit later on as well.
Thank you, Laura. In the meantime, Simon Geschke and Michael Matthews have joined us. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you today?
Very good. It's
Pretty
been an
good.
early morning, but yeah, we are used to it at that part of the season.
Okay, Simon, let's start with you. First of all, happy to see you here. Also great the team took you to Berlin today instead of leaving you home at the hotel. For sure, I think it reminds you of the
yeah.
Giro, huh?
Yeah, well, we had a different bus driver this morning, so everyone was on board.
Okay, this is good to hear. Yeah, one sentence in German. It's great to have you back here in Berlin. Berlin is your hometown. Was hast du für Gefühle, wenn du hier in Berlin bist? What kinds of feeling you have inside when you come back to your hometown?
In Deutsch, oder?
Ja,
Ja,
sure. in Deutsch.
ja, also ich bin in Berlin Mitte geboren, ein paar Minuten von hier und habe dann später auch wieder in Mitte gewohnt, in der Nähe hier vom Alex. Von daher ist es wirklich so ein bisschen wie nach Hause zu kommen. Leider fliegen wir heute Abend schon wieder weiter. Aber ich hatte jetzt über Weihnachten hatte ich ein paar angenehme Tage in Berlin und habe die Zeit genossen. Wie gesagt, fühlt sich für mich nach wie vor wie die Heimat an.
Und es ist die Heimat und du bist ja nun auch viel unterwegs weltweit. Also es ist schön, dich auch hier wieder mal in Berlin, in der deutschen Hauptstadt zu haben. Back to English. One of the few guys in 2017, you have done the double, Giro and the Tour, both extremely successful. Should have something to do with you as a person, or how does it came? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Giro and Tour was super successful, so I would not say it was only me, but maybe to 90%. No, but it's me. We've been a very good team there, and then yeah, the success was just outstanding. It came as a surprise for many of us also to be that successful. We knew that we had a good leader and good leaders and a good team behind them. So we were hoping for big success, and yeah, it came. Everything just got better and better from Giro to the Tour, but also then the World Championships, for example, also without me in the team time trial. So I think it was just a great season.
Yeah. Looking forward for 2018, and I'm sure there's much more to come. No joke, Simon. You are becoming one of the Team Sunweb's key people. One of the guys who is always there, who is educating, who is giving the experience to the younger guys. How do you feel about that role? And is it a role where you say to yourself that fits perfectly?
I'm feeling very well in this role, of course. Yeah, we have a lot of young riders with huge potential and big talents, and but also they have like everyone. No one is born perfect. So especially when you turn professional, you know, or you think you know a lot, but actually, yeah, you still have to learn a lot from knowledge about races, about tactics, and so on, and then teamwork. And yeah, I'm really happy to give a little bit of my knowledge to the younger guys and also play part in yeah, team success or development in this case. And yeah, that's also a nice role. Yeah.
Great to hear.
And Michael, on to you. How was it today to be presented as one of the stars of the team, and indeed for Sunweb to be celebrated after such a good 2017?
Yeah, I think it's something special. It's my first year in Team Sunweb, and yeah, to get the opportunities that I've been looking for in cycling these last few years, to get that all in the 1 year, and then to be able to bring back the success that we've all been working so hard to try and achieve. In my first year in the team, it's really something special, and it's something that I think we all dreamed about, but you can't. Nothing is ever guaranteed in cycling. You can't be the hardest working and you get the biggest results. Everything has to come together on the day, and this year, or in 2017, somehow it did. I'm not exactly sure how. We all just we were super committed to the goal, and we all worked super hard for it. And yeah, I think we have some really amazing memories of 2017 that we'll all take for the rest of our life, for sure.
And there was a lot of media here today, a lot of interest in you, both from Marc on stage and then afterwards as well. Before you came into the studio, you said your throat was sore from how much you were having to talk. Is that a compliment for you? Is that pressure? Is that motivation for next season?
I think for sure it's a compliment. It's definitely, yeah, we ride so hard all year. we're constantly sacrificing our lives for our sport, and I guess having all the media here and all the attention, it just shows that people appreciate what we're doing. And our sport is one of the hardest in the world, so you really need to keep a good head on your shoulders and to keep pushing forward all the time. And I guess having the media here and everyone around, it makes us try and be better every time also, and to try and achieve these goals that we keep setting ourselves each year. And I think if you're not looking forward, you're looking backwards. So we need to keep moving forward all the time and keep challenging each other and enjoy the role at the same time, enjoy the ride. And the end goal is the end goal, but you've got to enjoy the process to the goal. And I think that's the most special part of cycling. You can be out on the road enjoying yourself, enjoying the nature, and then you come to a race and you've got to perform the best with your best group of friends. And when you achieve that goal with your group of friends, it makes it even more special.
Is that the dynamic at Sunweb as well, that you're all just mates doing what you love on the bike?
Exactly right. I think off the bike we're all friends also. It's not just a job for us. We try and make this team that we're just a big group of friends enjoying our job, as you can call it. But we're even seeing each other when we're not at races. So I think that shows the friendship that we have as a team.
And the green jersey, probably one of those big enjoyable moments you've talked about this year for you. When you were growing up racing and going through the ranks as a junior in Australia, did you ever imagine you'd have that on your shoulders come this year?
No. Only two other Australians have won the green jersey in cycling history, with Robbie McEwen and Baden Cook. So for me to do it already this early in my career, I was quite surprised. But I guess at the same time, with the support that I had at the Tour de France this year, it was something special. We had so much preparation going into the Tour de France. We knew exactly what we needed to do to win the jersey. Obviously, you need to go out and do it still, but everything was so planned. And I think for me, that was the best way to achieve this massive dream of mine, was to have everything set in stone and everyone knew their role of what to do. And I think we did it perfectly, basically. Like Simone said with the Giro, they did the same in the Giro, and all the preparation came together, and they were able to achieve that massive goal of theirs. And coming to Tour also, we went there with the same mentality, but we're able to step up again to get the results that we were looking for in the Tour de France.
And hard to believe, but racing is coming around so soon. Some of the guys are going off for the Tour Down Under, some of you off on altitude training camp. What will you be doing off the bike on training camp?
Off the bike on training camp?
If you have any time off the bike.
There's not too many hours after training, but at altitude it's always super hard training there. So also off the bike stuff is hard too. So I think it's best just at altitude just to try and recover. I think we'll be over 2,000 meters above sea, so I think it's going to be a very difficult time, and hopefully just focus on the season and make sure everything's going in the right direction to be at the right point at the right time.
Laura, Simon, Michael, this device here as well for you people, we will see it much more often in the upcoming season, and as well today. You can create magnificent content with it, right?
Yeah, it will become a fixed item in Creating Memory Live's show to come. Let's take a look though now at what they got up to earlier on stage.
Hey Max, are you looking forward to today?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
First of all, we eat a lot of eggs, and then we present our team.
Tom, say hi to the fans at home.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Looking forward to some team presentation.
We had a big party yesterday.
Oh, but you are looking good, Tom.
Hey.
Always
Stop.
looking good, on the right moments. Hey Nikias.
Good morning.
Good morning. Say hi to the fans.
Hello.
Are you looking forward to today?
Of course, very excited.
Bisous.
Floor, what's your good intentions?
My good intention for this year is that when I want to dress myself every day nice, do my makeup every day nice, and have nice clothes, that I do it every day.
Today you already look really nice.
Yeah, this is
I
my
have to
style.
say, on camera it looks brilliant.
Hij staat erop
On the Samsung.
You? Floor check?
Me?
You woke up 6:30?
How late did you?
Makeup and hair and the glitters.
Really?
If you're a woman, you have to do that.
Germany is beautiful.
Germany is beautiful. Oh, Julia wanted to say something. Julia? It's raining!
Hey,
Video.
you have a new phone.
Yeah, it's a Samsung.
Nice.
Do you like it? Samsung!
I want to grow as much beard as possible that I can use Geschke beard balm. One small bucket for the whole season. Oh, not Simone.
What are your good intentions for this year?
Stay healthy. Be sportive.
How are you?
Spend time with my best friend Floortje.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, wait. Somebody else wants to go in. Girls, say hi. Hey, do you have a new phone? It's my new phone, yeah. It's a Samsung. Samsung. What is it? A Samsung. Samsung. Wow.
Next to your careers on the bike, you are also widening your horizons. Michael, I think this is no mystery. You like speed. You love speed. We see you sometimes in a go-kart or on a motorbike, as seen on your Instagram account, what you've pasted there. You also have a friend racing on professional level. Where does that passion for speed came from?
I think it came from quite a young age. I started with motocross. I loved going fast, and I learned to drive maybe before it was legal to drive. I won't say exactly what age, but I was already driving then.
Good to know.
Already learning how to drift my car when I was driving back from the motocross track all the time because it was dirt roads and really quiet. So I think ever since I could walk, I was trying to drive go-karts, and fortunately now I'm able to buy my own race kart and be able to practice a lot. And I have a track close to my house in Monaco, so I'm able to really practice a lot. So.
Okay.
We'll take a look now at some of that speed in action from training camp.
Team Sunweb, team camp, team bonding, karting. You can take the bus driver out of the bus, but you still drive like one?
Small, fast? No, it's not for me.
Yeah, some of us are more excited than others. I think Bling was stamping his feet the whole time. Couldn't get here fast enough. Who would you say is the most excited?
Probably the guy that's about 100 meters in front.
You think it might be Bling, way up there?
I can see there's a bound that he's...
Yeah, give him 10 more seconds, he'll be in a cart, I think.
Hey, nice impressions, impressive as well, and maybe it's going to lead out to a second career, I don't know. Simon, you're also setting up your own brand, and if I remember correct, it definitely has to do something with your iconic beard, right?
Yeah, we brought Geschke beard balm on the market this year during the Tour de France, the start of the Tour de France. We introduced it, we planned it since, it took like 1.5 years, pictures, design. It's handmade, produced in Belgium, and my name is on it, and I'm really happy with what we achieved so far. And I said, the attention behind it, I'm not just doing it for fun, of course it's also fun to say you have your own beard balm when you have a beard, yeah, my share of the income is going to a charity. Project
nice. Okay.
in Germany that supports the young cyclists. It's called Radsportland. And yeah.
How is it going economically? Is it? Did you have a good start on it?
We had a good start, yeah. Especially in the tour, we had a lot of attention, of course, and I promote it as good as I can, and yeah, we sold quite a lot now. Also, we had some Christmas business. Yeah, it's going good. I mean, yeah, it started.
Cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like it.
Well, wishing you success as well there on that career path.
Now, forget cycling, forget go-karting. Another career path you guys could consider, acting. Could you be film stars of the future? These two have starred in Sunweb's latest TV commercial. Let's take a look. So, acting, is that a future career, do you think? Simon, Michael?
Most definitely, yeah. I think we look great on TV.
Why not?
I think really natural. I think it was
supernatural.
It was a really fun experience. Never really experienced anything like that before, so it was really fun. We had a good group of guys, obviously, with the film crew also. We had a really good time, and yeah, I think you can see from the smile on our faces, we're all really enjoying it, so no, it was good.
And good to give back to your title sponsor as well, your title partner.
Yeah, exactly. It's also for them. I mean, the reason they sponsor our team is also to get something back, of course. And yeah, it's nice that you, as a rider, can not just give back success, but also yeah, things like that we do a commercial for them. It's something good, yeah.
Okay, so far. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. And yeah, we'll see us again in a couple of moments.
Welcome back to this episode of Creating Memories Live here at Team Sunweb's launch right here in Berlin. We saw their team presentation a little earlier on. We'll be talking to some of the stars in that presentation a little bit later as well. For now, though, we're going to discuss a very important topic, not just in sport generally, but most specifically in cycling.
Laura, thank you very much. Yes, today there was significant news for elite cycling. Last year, the introduction of Team Sunweb, the team's title partner Sunweb, as a brand, as a company, announced its intention to take up its responsibility also in the field of anti-doping. Today, that intention became reality, a brand new, fully independent anti-doping program on top of the current program, which is currently performed by CADF and which includes the famous biological passport, fully financed by tour operator Sunweb. Here at the table, Mr. Herman Ram, the CEO of the National Anti-Doping Agency of the Netherlands, called the Doping Autoriteit. Welcome, Mr. Ram. Good to have you here. Your agency will coordinate and run the program because the team is so international orientated. Your agency will cooperate in the future with other national anti-doping organizations, the NATOs, like, for example, the NATO in Germany. Can you tell us more about this new additional program?
Yeah, sure. It is indeed an international program, of course. Sport is international, this team is international. So we certainly will not be doing all the work ourselves. Many tests will be done by our colleagues, depending on where the riders are, which is, I think, very important. And we share all the information with the anti-doping community. So whatever that comes out of the tests, all the info is put into a central database, including the biological passport you mentioned.
Once again, Team Sunweb, together with its title partner Sunweb, is a front runner of that development and that decision to do so. The first to have such an additional independent anti-doping program compliant to the highest standards of the World Anti-Doping Agency, the WADA, on top of the current programs. But once more, from an anti-doping perspective, what is significantly new on this program?
Well, the central piece, I think, is that we try to have a comprehensive program, meaning that we include all the teams. So it's also the development team, the women and the men. So they're all included. And they will all get to know this program during their career. And it's integrated in terms of the whole effort we do in anti-doping. It's actually a part of it, essentially. And it includes whereabouts, it includes the biological passport, blood testing, urine testing, the whole lot.
Can I say, or am I right when I say that the frequency of tests and controls is increased with that additional program?
Yes, certainly, because everything else will stay in place. We don't do less in our normal, regular national program. My colleagues won't be doing less than they usually do. So it is an addition, and it will mean that there will be more data, more tests, more blood, more urine.
Thank you.
And also joining us is Ivan Spekenbrink, CEO of Team Sunweb. How impressive is this for a title partner like Sunweb to be fully financing this extensive and additional anti-doping program?
I think it is very important. Today we have seen the team presentation. We've seen all the good things of cycling, all the media attention we have, all the exposure that we have. But more than a year back, when we were working with Sunweb to prepare our partnership, you have to discuss important subjects. And one thing that we said is, whatever we do, it should of course be good for Sunweb, it should be good for the team, but it should also be good for cycling. We should leave cycling better behind us than that we enter it. And one important subject is then also doping. And as a team, purely from a team perspective, what you don't want is a sponsor who takes all the nice things from cycling, the exposure, the visibility, and when there is a problem, a positive case, we're out of here. So the big question which came to the table is, what do we want? Do we want no positives? Or do we want no doping? And it's very clear, we want to do all the efforts to have no doping. And the only way to do it is to increase the test. In cycling, we are already a front runner. We do an enormous amount of tests. We do out of competition testing. We have whereabouts. So there is a lot out there which already helped to change the culture. So less people decided to do the wrong thing, and the ones who did it had a bigger chance of being caught. So when you really enter in that way of working, you really want to protect the ones in the sport who want to do the right thing, the riders who want to do the right thing, the teams who want to do the right thing. And then, in a way, yes, if you test more, if you detect more, it's like the lights on a highway, like the flash on a highway. You can one day detect people. And that's not nice, that's not good, but in a way, it's also a win for the sport because you better protect than the ones who do the right thing. And to work with a partner who takes that responsibility to help leave the sport better behind than it was before, I think that should be, for many others who invest in the sport, something to consider to do the same. Not only benefit from the nice things, but take responsibility and transform sponsor into a partner in vision. I think that is what we've done, and it was announced last year. It was already discussed before, and today we can announce it, and I'm actually very proud of that.
Thanks, Ivan. And we've also managed to squeeze one more into our little studio here, Chief Commercial Officer of Sunweb, Tim Vanderberg. Now, tell us, we're looking here at an anti-doping program. You're setting an example to the rest of the sport. Are we hoping for more teams, more sports to follow in the footsteps of Sunweb?
Yeah, of course. I think that's one of the main purposes why we also doing it. And I think Ivan stated already that we're not just a sponsor. We have more a feeling that we're in it like a partner, but not only a partner with a team, but also with cycling and sport in general. So I think it can be a really good example also for other companies who are investing in this beautiful sport to have, let's say, all the benefits for it, that they also protect the sport for the future, because we're in it for a long term. A lot of other companies have the same vision, so I really hope that they will also help the sport and we'll put in place a similar program to us and provide some extra budget to do so, because that's also something which is necessary.
And Herman, the same question for you as well. Do you hope to see other teams following in the footsteps to ensure that we cut doping out of sport?
that certainly would be really great. I hope other teams will at least consider it, and if possibly actually go the same way. And it would be really interesting to see that some of my colleagues abroad in other countries will be in the same position. Independently, we do the job that we always do in the way we always do it, but cooperating with a team, with a sponsor, and thus making it a stronger and better sport.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today here at Creating Memories Live. Thank you for all your efforts you have done and you will do in the future.
We continue this episode of Creating Memories Live right here in Berlin at Team Sunweb's presentation, talking to, I think it's fair to say, the leaders of both the men's and women's program, Coryn Rivera and Tom Dumoulin. So ladies first, Coryn, we saw today huge amounts of media, both men's and women's teams on the same stage here. As a female rider in a women's team, what was that like? I guess it's not something that perhaps a lot of female teams are used to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's pretty uncommon that the men's and women's team are together. And I think we truly are one of the top, most cohesive men's and women's team, and including the development team as well, as far as, you know, the team in general and this presentation, and even in training camps and outside of the bike. So I think we're leaders in that aspect, and you know, it makes me proud that I'm on a team like that.
And how did you find the launch and the media interest as well following it?
Yeah, it's super fun. I love you know, events like this, and you know, getting to talk to the media and, you know, exposing, you know, the cool things that we do and what we're all about and our values. So it's an incredible event.
4 Women's World Tour victories for you this year, including the first American man or woman to win the Tour of Flanders. Safe to say it's been an incredibly successful season for you personally and for the team as well. Do you think moving into 2018, now other teams, other riders are going to start to look at Sunweb and look at yourself in particular differently?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think we've established ourselves as, you know, one of the top teams in the World Tour. But of course, you know, we can learn from what we did right and wrong last year and put that forward going into this year, but also with a clean slate. You know, every race is new, every race is different, you know, different teams and different riders, and so yeah, we just work to you know, do the best that we can and kind of overcome the adversities that come within racing.
So 2016 was all about Boels Dolmans. 2017 we saw a number of different riders from different teams, including yourself, claiming those victories. Did you see the dynamics within the women's peloton begin to shift last year?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't just dominated by one team or one rider in particular. I think the level was very more so balanced between the teams, and so it made for much more dynamic racing, a lot more unpredictability, you know, which makes good racing as well. And yeah, I think just a really good balance and made better racing.
And we've talked about the team's approach and having the men's and women's teams alongside each other, standing together on the same stage, same platform. How important is that in both cycling and in sports fight for equality?
Yeah, I think in sport and in life and anything in general, it's really you know, what should be you know, a standard in everything that we do, that there is equality, and between man and women there is not much difference. You know, we can do it too, and I think we're really showing that and being leaders in that model.
Thanks, Coryn.
Yeah, thank you very much, Coryn. Tom, it's good to have you here. I've listened carefully to Coryn's words. What do you think actually about women's cycling, being very honest?
I think personally that it's there's a much bigger potential than the men's cycling. They're really actually far behind on the men's cycling in terms of a lot of things actually in cycling, with how it's arranged, with the money, with all kinds of things, and they have some catching up to do the coming years. But I think that's where also the most, like I said, the most of the potential in cycling in general is the coming years. And so I remember a few years back, I was watching the World Road Championships, and it was, to be honest, pretty boring. But because the level of the women's was so different that you couldn't really get a proper race. and now it's just thrilling. It's more exciting than the men. Fair to say, but especially Olympic road race, or actually all the big races are getting more excitement from a women's than from the men's. So it's a good development.
Hey, Tom, thank you for your honesty at that point. Things have changed.
Was it honest enough?
It was
pretty honest.
100%, I assume. Tom, you said things have changed dramatically. This could lead definitely to your own career in the world of cycling, in your life as a rider. After this outstanding year 2017, you're facing ahead a new season. Would you agree when I say you run into the season with a different mindset, or let me ask it in this manner: is it a new mindset? Which are you going in the new season?
I try to have it. I think the past years was always about getting more, getting better, faster, and now I've come to realize, like, well, I've been pretty hard on myself sometimes, and you should be as a top sports guy, but or woman. But sometimes enough is also enough. Sometimes you get the best results by being in a calm state of mind and not wanting more, but yeah, being in a more acceptance kind of mindset, and I'm trying to do that coming year.
Good to know. Laura, when we listen carefully to both of them and all the athletes being here, joined us today, it's all about development, developing as an athlete, developing as a person. I hope I'm right, that you've gone to university at a former time. Now you've stopped focusing your career as a top sport athlete. Looking back to that time at university, or equally looking forward to maybe a second career in the future, what do you think the life of an athlete, how much will that help for studies or for your second career later on?
I think a lot. I didn't really think into details about what I'm going to do after my career or something, but I think I've learned so much about not only my physical being, but also my mental being, and just the person who I am in the world. I think I'm growing up even faster than normal non-top sport athletes.
It helps, right?
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult. It's strange. But
first
at the
of
same
all,
time, very interesting.
Yeah. First of all, it's glad to follow you and your first career as a top sport athlete.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
And Tom, we heard there about your thoughts on women's cycling. Coryn, over to you. Your thoughts on men's cycling? Honestly.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, kind of similar answers to Tom in that. Men's cycling is very established already. It's already historical. It's been around for a long time. But at the same time, it's also kind of boring too, and like really predictable. And at the start of a stage, they'll send off a dozen riders, and they go get 8, 9, 10 minutes, whatever, and then they're very calculated, pulled back. And so in that aspect, it's also kind of boring and not really fun to watch. I kind of fall asleep when I watch it on TV.
Not too honest.
Brutally honest.
But when the break stays away and it's really exciting, then I'm very awake. But I think in the same sense, we have more growth because we haven't been as established as the men.
Thank you so far. A few weeks ago, we received the message about Albert Timmer, who quit cycling. It came to me personally quite spontaneously. There is many riders who are so valuable to teams because of their unconditional support, always counting on them without being in the spotlights. We have asked Team Sunweb's members about Albert. Let's have a look.
Hey, Albert!
And Albert is also one of the most generous, one of the most reliable colleagues I had in my cycling career.
We are here now in Berlin. And we were in the bus and we thought we missed somebody.
Albert Timmer, one of the really long-standing members in the team. Me, Roy, and him were the last man standing from when it was back in the days when I turned pro.
Hey Albert, I'm never gonna forget all those nice adventures we had together and all those long training rides and racing kilometers we did.
When you give Albert a task, he would go 100% committed to achieve it.
He was a great team player, and I think that in the bunch, I think he's one of the most underestimated team members there are.
We were thinking, who are we missing? And then we thought, we found out, Albert is not here. Albert is not here, but...
Yeah, I did my first Tour de France with him, and for me he was always one of the most underestimated rider, coming to strength and never-ending power, so to say. And yeah, just one of the best helpers we had, or I knew in this team. He will be missed very much.
Yeah, but we want to wish you a lot of good luck in your future career.
For example, one day he wanted to quit a race when it was raining, and our sports director said, "Albert, no, you cannot quit. You have to go to Roy, to the front." I heard that through my communication, and like half an hour later, Albert arrived in the front, and he said, "Yeah, here I am." And I said, "Yeah, hello, Albert." And then he quitted the race. Maybe that's not the best example about how he is, but it shows when he has something in his mind, he goes for it. In the most cases, it was that Albert was reliable for the team.
And
we had some fun times together.
Yeah.
Sure, we can tell it on camera, on video, because
But better not.
better not tell it.
Sad that you are not there anymore, and I wish you all the best for in the future.
Okay, bye-bye, Albert.
Good luck.
Well, clear to see exactly how much the riders of Sunweb both value and indeed miss Albert Timmer now. Tom, what do you make of riders like Albert Timmer, who not necessarily in the spotlight, but they've been on the team for 10 years, a loyal domestique?
Yeah, it's like he said. He was always super loyal, always working hard for the team without getting much result for himself. But he kind of accepted that role, and he grew into that, and was super nice to see and super important for riders like me who were getting more results. But yeah, he was a great character to have in the race, and like the rider said in the video, he was, if you look at his power data, he was like maybe the strongest rider of our team, but somehow that didn't turn out into results. But you could always, you knew that he would be there in the race because he had these power numbers. He could just, he was super strong.
And your favorite memory of Albert?
I don't know. It's my favorite memory, but my best memory. Yeah, it's my favorite memory, but it's not good for me. It was in the Giro 2 years ago when I stepped out after stage 11. He had a mentally difficult time sometime, and then he was sitting in the back of the bunch, also a rainy day, and he's like, "Oh, I really need to quit," and he was already dropped. He was in between the cars, and I was like, "Come to the front. What are you doing in the back? Come to the front. It's not going so fast. Come on, we need you here." And then he battled on like he is. So he battled his way back into the bunch, and he was in the bunch, and then final was super fast. And I was still fighting for GC, so I really needed guys to position me before the last sprint. And then suddenly he was there on a hill, and I was absolutely fucked. I was on my limit, and then Albert comes next to me. "Come on, we move up." We move up? How is that possible? No, we stay here. I'm fucked. What happened to you? You were dropped, and now you're trying to. Yeah. But that's Albert. He's just too strong for himself.
Pretty cool. Coryn, with a view to the women's peloton, I think there are similar riders such as Albert, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And on our team, it's I think Julia Sok. I think, yeah, she's been on the team for a long time, has a lot of experience with the way we work, and last year kind of like my right-hand woman and always protecting me in the winds and keeping me in good position, or just hanging out in the back sometimes, just relaxing and conserving energy. And then when it's time to go to the front, she'll take me straight to the front. I can always count on her and pretty much ride on her wheel with my eyes closed.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Coryn and Tom for joining us here on Creating Memories Live.
Yeah, dear ladies and gentlemen, once more another episode of Creating Memories Live will come to an end today, live from Berlin at the Umspannwerk at Berlin Alexanderplatz. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for watching. This is a co-production between Team Sunweb and their title partner Sunweb, and it will come to you once again throughout multiple times in the 2018 season, bringing you news and behind the scenes here with Team Sunweb.